Is something big brewing with SoFi? The options market just lit up, shorts are on the move, and Wall Street is waiting with bated breath. SoFi's earnings are just around the corner, and what's happening behind the scenes might shock you. Let's unpack it all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily Stock Update. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell, so you never miss any of our uploads, and also enter our giveaway. But before that, alert, this is not a financial advice video. Today's deep dive focuses on one of the most talked about fintech companies in the market, SoFi Technologies. With its quarterly earnings announcement just hours away, there's a whirlwind of activity swirling around the stock, and we're here to break it all down in detail. Whether you're a long-term investor, a swing trader, or just SoFi curious, stay tuned, because we've got data, analysis, and some insights you won't want to miss. Let's begin with how SoFi closed the day. It wrapped up in the green, posting a modest but positive 2.48% gain and closing at $12.77. Intraday, it swung between a low of 12.38 and a high of 13.38. This kind of volatility, while nerve-wracking for some, presents golden opportunities for savvy traders and value hunters. Now, what triggered these market movements? One of the major catalysts today was economic data, the Dallas Federal Reserve Manufacturing Index, which came in significantly weaker than expected. The forecast was for a reading of minus 15, but the actual number plummeted to minus 35.8. That's a steep decline, suggesting a notable cooling off in manufacturing activity. While it might be tempting to link this directly to macroeconomic factors like tariffs, it's a little early to draw concrete conclusions. This report, however, did give the broader market a bit of a jolt, though it recovered swiftly by the end of the session. For investors tracking SoFi and others like Tesla, this kind of environment has been a playground of opportunities, pullbacks that quickly rebound, giving entry points to those who time it right. But make no mistake, today wasn't about SoFi-specific headlines. There were no major press releases, no SEC filings, and no analyst upgrades, just a heavy sense of anticipation as the company prepares to unveil its quarterly results. SoFi's earnings are set to be released in the morning, and market watchers are bracing for the reaction. There haven't been any new analyst projections in the past 24 hours, but expect a wave of analyst activity once the results hit. It's likely we'll see at least half a dozen rating changes or fresh commentaries by tomorrow afternoon. Let's talk expectations. Analysts are predicting earnings per share to come in at 3 cents. Revenue is expected to land around $738.91 million. Interestingly, over the past 90 days, the stock has seen 9 downward revisions and 0 upward ones. This suggests caution is in the air. A more detailed look reveals the earnings range lies between a low of 3 cents and a high of 4, representing about 64.4% year-over-year earnings growth. On the revenue side, we're looking at a potential 27.26% year-over-year increase. The revenue range is between $730 million and $749 million. Membership growth and product expansion are two key areas analysts and investors are keeping a close eye on. SoFi has been growing rapidly in these segments, and this could mark another record-setting quarter. One especially hot topic will be crypto, how it's performing, what SoFi's future guidance says, and how that might shape revenue in the quarters to come. But let's talk about what's really turning heads, the options market. Today, SoFi options exploded with volume, an estimated 60.7 million in total premiums traded, shattering records for the past several months. The activity skewed heavily bullish, with roughly $50 million flowing into calls and just $10 million into puts. That tells us investors are preparing for a sizable move, and many are betting up, not down. The most dramatic action happened between 9:05 and 9:10 a.m. when about $11.6 million in options premiums changed hands. Another $4.3 million traded between 9:25 and 9:30, and an additional $1.9 million was recorded in the 9 to 9:05 window. These are massive trades, often attributed to institutional players rather than retail investors. One trade in particular involves selling $13 strike calls while simultaneously buying $15 calls, likely a straddle or a vertical spread, betting on price movement within a controlled range by May 16, 2025. So what are these options traders signaling? The implied volatility suggests a potential 11.34% move in either direction, translating to about $1.50 swing from the current price. That could take SoFi above 14 or drop it below 11 based solely on the earnings outcome and forward guidance. Now, let's touch on the short interest. Short sellers increased their positions by about 532,000 shares today, bringing the total to approximately 146.36 million shares shorted, which is around 13.59% of the free float. That's significant. It shows that even on the brink of earnings, where surprises can wreck short positions, bears are doubling down. It's a risky move and could backfire spectacularly if SoFi beats expectations. It's also worth noting that much of this activity is happening in the dark pools, private exchanges where large transactions can be made without moving the public price. Some massive trades hit just minutes before market close, including ones valued at $3.3 million, $2.7 million, and $5.9 million. These shadow trades often indicate hedge fund or institutional moves, and the presence of both short volume and dark pool spikes suggests a complex chess game being played in the background. So, where do we go from here? Bulls seem to be targeting the 15-16 range in the near term, while bears are bracing for a drop below $10. The upcoming earnings report will serve as the deciding factor, setting the tone for how SoFi trades in the next few weeks. If you're an options trader, swing trader, or even a long-term holder, this is a pivotal moment. The data is in, the positions are set, and the only thing left now is the results. No one can predict the future with certainty. But with this much capital flowing in, and with sentiment so divided, you can bet tomorrow will be anything but boring. Friends, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about today's video? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.